Welcome to the Restfully Rich podcast. This isn't a place for women who want to hustle harder for their next level. This is for the women who are done performing for money, over functioning in every area of their lives, and building success in ways that quietly destroy their nervous systems. Hi, I'm Alyssa Simpson, founder of Restfully Rich, and around here, we have very different conversations. We talk about wealth without burnout, leadership without self abandonment, business without becoming emotionally unavailable to your life, and the kind of identity work that changes everything without needing to constantly fix yourself. Because the truth is, you don't need more strategies or pressure or another be consistent and work harder lecture. You need to become the woman who already feels safe having what she wants: the money, support, visibility, clients, the room to breathe while receiving all of it. So, whether you're listening from your car, your kitchen, your morning walk, or driving your back roads with a cold brew in hand, take a breath, unclench your jaw, turn the volume up, and get ready to become restfully rich. Hello. Hi. How the hell are you? Well, me, I'm doing fucking fantastic, if I'm being totally honest. This past week, this past month, this past hell, 48 hours, dude. So much has shifted. I'm telling y'all, when the universe is speaking to you, you better listen. Okay. And like I've shared very recently, I've been ignoring so much of what is trying to be communicated to me. And we're done. We're done. We're just done doing that. Okay. This episode is me informing you of the changes happening. And it's also me telling you that, yeah, kind of what you can expect for the rest of 2026. Holy shit. Can you believe it? 2026 is more than halfway done. Time, ever since I've had my son, like time truly does feel like it. What is going on? And I used to always think that moms and parents were so dramatic when they would talk about like, "Oh my god, my baby, time slowed down." But it is true, and not only just with my son, but like the weeks go by so fast. I mean, you wake up and it's Monday, and by the end of the day, it's fucking Saturday afternoon, and you're like, "What the fuck just happened?" Um, yeah. Okay, but let's get into it. We're not here to just talk about all of the let's talk about the weather too. Let's get real fucking small talky, okay? I just feel a little uncomfortable. I wasn't even planning on recording this podcast episode, but again, the universe is done waiting for me to open the doors, and I think that the universe is finally breaking doors down for me, which I love. And I just got to roll with it. Okay. First things first. The podcast is going to be on a temporary hold, very temporarily, because my Restfully Rich ecosystem is growing and my attention needs to be elsewhere than the podcast right now. So, what I have created, what has been birthed inside of the Restfully Rich ecosystem is Restfully Rich Radio. Restfully Rich Radio is a private audio space, so very similar to how this podcast setup is, but this is a private space where I'm sharing conversations and saying things that I only think and say privately. I am truly letting the brakes off this bitch, and I'm going full blown into Restfully Rich because this time next year, Restfully Rich is going to be so much of a movement that if I don't do what I'm doing now, I'm not even gonna like get into that whole thing, but I'm truly feeling like the downloads that I've been getting and like the visuals that I've been getting and just the the nudges of what I've been getting this time next year, what is yet to come and what is being birthed right now and being cooked up and nurtured and all these things, like it's gonna blow the roof off this bitch. Like the way that women are receiving wealth this time next year, like for real, it's going to be so vastly different. Even if we fast forward to 3 years from now, if you're still building wealth like a man in the new paradigm that we are shifting into, you will have no choice but to do one of two things. A, start from scratch and try to build something that's a little bit different, or B, finally get your ass inside of the Restfully Rich ecosystem and learn how to build wealth like a woman that doesn't let you sacrifice living your life. Okay. So, honestly, what Restfully Rich Radio is a private audio space. So similar to this, but I'm not going to have like video. It is literally like if you had me in your back pocket sending you my downloads every day, all day. There will be multiple episodes dropping every single week. I'm talking like 5 to 6 episodes or little snippets every single week that you are going to have access to immediately. So you won't have to wait every week for a long episode like you do now. It's going to be very instant every day. You can say, I need to listen my ear this morning. What does she have to say? And just already, like the beta stage of you, if you will, of this, because I'm so connected to this movement, I have people telling me like, holy shit, I needed to hear that today. Like that alone is going to shift how I view the rest of my business from that one conversation that you had with me today, which is the entire point of the Restfully Rich radio. This is for the women who are already intelligent, capable, self aware, doing everything right, but still feels so emotionally stretched thin, just trying to hold her life, her business, her goals, her family, her nervous system, the healing, relationships, the future, all at once. Restfully Rich Radio is my new private audio space for the conversations that I don't fully have online. There's even conversations that I'm having in Restfully Rich Radio that I don't think I would want shared on the podcast because they are so intimate and so transformational that I don't feel fully comfortable giving it away for free. The things that I say if we were sitting together privately, right? Like regulated wealth, the motherhood and ambition conversation, receiving actual support, time freedom, nervous system capacity, emotional safety, identity shifts, wealth without that self abandonment. Because inside of Restfully Rich Radio, it's not another place to consume more information, it's an environment. This is a recalibration. This is a space to step out of the noise and back into yourself. I'm having conversations about multiple different things inside, one being the Restfully Rich philosophy. This is very different though from the Restfully Rich collective, and I'll get into how you can differentiate the two in just a second. But while we're talking about Restfully Rich Radio, I really want you to understand like the buckets that I have inside of what you can kind of expect in there. It's me, a lot about me, and it's a lot about the women who desperately are in need of the Restfully Rich philosophy. We're talking to women who are high functioning that fantasize about disappearing. We're talking to the women who are addicted to being the needed one. We are talking to the women who are wealthy, but they feel emotionally poor. We're talking to the women who were taught how to earn, but not how to receive. The Restfully Rich philosophy is another thing that we are diving into. And this is more of like my ideology episodes and communicated drops where we talk about why I reject hustle culture, why I reject feminism, why I value time more than money, why I refuse to build a business that steals me from my son and future children and family and friends, and how the feminine nervous system was never designed for constant output. All of the things that are very coded in the Restfully Rich philosophy. I'm also sharing a lot of private, polarizing I don't think I should say this out loud, which is quite a big chunk of why Restfully Rich was born. This is all very things that are unique to me and things that I believe. And some topics that I've covered are how the coaching industry rewards dysfunction. There's a dark side of doing inner work, the internet normalizing lifestyles that we don't really want, things that I've noticed about becoming a mother in this industry, and honestly, why some women really resent their businesses. The next bucket that I have inside of there that I'm having conversations around are money, receiving, and identity, because all of these are directly tied to Restfully Rich. This is conversations about becoming the woman who receives without the urgency, that wealth is an energetic environment, how and why some women sabotage, right? Like, because there is a actual reason for that. Receiving being a nervous system capacity. Another bucket that I really have the most fun doing inside of Restfully Rich Radio is the inside of my brain bucket, right? The thoughts that I have about business, the things that I'm currently unlearning and navigating, the things that I'm no longer tolerating, how motherhood has changed my relationship with success, and what being Restfully Rich has actually taught me, and what I would tell the old version of me, and what I can't wait to tell the even older version of me, you know? So, honestly, though, Restfully Rich Radio is a space where you can tap in, get your cup filled, and go about your day with a new lens on things. And that needs my priority right now over the podcast. And I love you so much. And if you only ever listen to the podcast, you are not on my email list, you're not subscribed to YouTube, you aren't following me on Instagram, you have no other way of understanding like the news that's going on, then you've got to get on my email list to stay up to date, because since the podcast is pausing, any new things that are happening or updating or whatever, that will be shared to my email list. And of course, because you're here, because you love the podcast, Restfully Rich Radio is where you need to be. If you're already thinking that the conversations that I'm having here are profound, wait until you get inside of a space that I really don't have to filter anything. That's all I'm going to say there. Now, the second piece to this is, of course, my Restfully Rich collective, which the Restfully Rich collective is Restfully Rich, right? Like, it is what I've told y'all about the living room inside of a country club. It's the proximity, it's the weekly trainings, it is the how-to on becoming Restfully Rich. Whereas the Restfully Rich radio is more so conversations around Restfully Rich, right? Like, of course, there's things in there that I share that you can implement on your own time. If you aren't really in a space to be undergoing identity shifts and identity changes, but you really want to get the tea and the inside of Restfully Rich to really even see furthermore if this is something for you, that is where you should start. And it's $33 a month. Like I said, I'm dropping episodes 5, 6, 7 times a week. You will have access to me at all times. In regards to, there's so many conversations happening there that you're not gonna be like, I wish I had more of Alyssa, because it's gonna be so much. It's gonna be so much. And another piece to this is I am truly stepping back as the thing that holds Restfully Rich, right? Like, of course, Restfully Rich is my baby. It is my methodology. It is the thing that is going to change the game of how women receive wealth and generate wealth. Because again, I'm teaching you how to receive, not to earn. Very two fucking different things. If you don't think so, then you really need to get your ass inside of one of my ecosystems. But I am really letting Restfully Rich stand on its own. Okay. So, yes, it is me, but I'm letting it be its own living, breathing thing, which is honestly very Restfully Rich coded. Because if you create a business, if you create a movement, if you are a founder of something, but you don't have the ability to separate yourself from it, then you've just created another hobby that requires you to always be on, right? For you to have a finished product. You haven't created a business, you created another cage, essentially. So, in true restfully rich form, that's another piece that I'm making happen within it all. I'm not saying goodbye to the podcast by any means. Like, this is not the last you will hear or see me, but I do have to pause it right now because I do not have the capacity to pour into this and also pour into my clients and also pour into my Restfully Rich collective and also pour into Restfully Rich radio and also be a present wife and mother and also take care of myself. Like, some things are going to have to be put on the back burner, and the podcast is one of those. I also, inside of Restfully Rich Radio, which I really love, is I get to just straight up record shit while I'm doing stuff, right? Like the podcast, I really love to be sitting and present and open up the channel for things to come through that maybe I wasn't necessarily planning on coming through. But whenever I am, and here's the thing too, my clients that have Voxer access to me, I'm having conversations with them and sending voice notes while I'm meal prepping, while I'm sitting on the patio and my son plays with bubbles, while I'm driving back roads, while I am getting my nails done. And this is what Restfully Rich Radio is too. It's like, ooh, got to download. Let me record it real quick. It's messy. It's on the go. It's not curated as cute as the podcast is. And that's the season that I'm in right now because I got to be able to drop these things quickly to the Restfully Rich Radio so that the collective gets it, you know? Speaking of collective, let's dive into the Restfully Rich Collective. So, the biggest difference here is the Restfully Rich Collective is for the woman who is no longer just consuming the energy, she wants to live inside of it. Okay. This space is active proximity. This is community. This is direct response, direct support, direct access. It's recalibration in real time. It's higher standards, being seen, being held to an identity that you say that you want, getting out of self management and really into support. Me personally, I live in the two arenas of self-management and support. We all do, right? I don't believe in chronic self-help and self-management, and I don't believe in chronic support. So I know for a fact some of you are listening to this going, that's not really what I'm in right now. Then Restfully Rich Radio is for you. If you are done trying to self manage and really get into that support, because you know for a fact that you collapse your timeline so much quicker and more efficiently when you have support on your side, the Restfully Rich Collective is for you. Inside of the collective, the expectation shifts from, oh my God, I love listening to this. This lights me up, to holy shit, I'm embodying this now, right? The collective says, okay, now let's actually build your life this way. Whereas Restfully Rich Radio says, here's a new way to see wealth, to see work, to see time, motherhood, leadership, support, all of that. And the collective is like, let's start to build our life this way. Okay. I really think inside of my collective, it also acts as a standalone room where women come every week to get their cups filled, but you're not just filling your cup, you are actively changing your own identity, your own energetics, your own way to receive wealth on a cellular, energetic, feminine wavelength that's not just trading my time for money, trading a service or product for money. It's so much more than that. Okay. Because I live the restfully rich lifestyle, I have generated over $50,000 in a year, all passive. And no, it is not because I'm an affiliate with something. It is not because of I didn't generate $50,000 through digital products, through courses that are whatever. Like, I generated it completely outside of my business because that's the restfully rich methodology. And now, all of this to say, Restfully Rich Radio and the Restfully Rich Collective are the two ways to get inside of the Restfully Rich ecosystem. If you have questions, if you still don't really know which one is for you, email me. slide into my DMs, send me fucking smoke signals or a letter in a bottle. I don't care. Because here's the thing, if you're a woman, if you're running a business, if you are exhausted by the way that you've been doing things and you cannot figure out how to stop the craziness, you need to be learning the Restfully Rich methodology. Like I said, this is not some cutesy coaching container. Like, this is a new philosophy. This is a way of life. And this is the new era of how women are receiving wealth. You heard it here first, baby. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye. If this episode activated something in you, good. That means your nervous system is finally hearing something different. Send this to the woman who's exhausted from carrying everything. Post it, share it, put it in the group chat. Let it ripple. And if you're ready to go deeper into the Restfully Rich world, the doors are open. Restfully Rich Radio is for the woman recalibrating how she lives, works, receives, and builds wealth. The Restfully Rich Collective is for the woman ready for proximity, support, and a completely different standard of leadership. Everything you need is linked below. And if this episode shifted something for you, leave a review. Not for me, but for the woman who finds this next and finally realizes she's not crazy for wanting wealth to feel better than this. I'll see you inside the next transmission.